colours. We've got this Porsche 981 GT4. It's the first generation of the GT4 in the Cayman. The Cayman is the monocoque body shape that was basically launched in 2004, 2005, and then based on the very early Porsches of the 50s, which is the 356. This is finished in this gorgeous pure white solid color, which looks absolutely stunning. On the inside, you've got the hardback sports seats. These are 18-way electrically adjustable with memory. They're leather Alcantara with GT4 on the headlining. You've got the Alcantara steering wheel, the Alcantara gear selector. Also, you've got connectivity for your Bluetooth to music, etc. It's the extended leather package on the exterior. I just love the look of the GT4. It's a very, I would say, driver-focused, aggressive natured car, and this is with 45,000 miles, listed at just under 50,000 pounds. I think it's a bargain. Let's take it up for a spin now. I normally like to wait a little while and just do a proper, more in-depth, comprehensive review, but in this case I just wanted to get behind the seat, take it up for a drive and a spin. So this is what I'd like to be doing. The Alcantara steering wheel gives you a lot of grip in terms of, you know, holding it. You've also got the cruise control as well, so if you're going to be doing some motorway journeys, getting to an event, then you can do that as well. I also love the fact that the gear selector is finished and wrapped in Alcantara, giving you the extra grip. Having the sports exhaust, the sports button, which helps you with the rev matching, as well as the PSM, and you've got at the bottom ESC off or ESC with TC plus TC off, so obviously your traction control being off. You get quite a lot spec wise in this GT4 with everything that I've described. The bucket seats are not necessarily everybody's, you know, cup of tea. You still want to be able to drive a car like this on these UK roads, and the bucket seats are a bit of a back-breaking exercise getting in and out of them. They're gorgeous to look at, but unless you're tracking the car, it takes away the comfortability of being able to get in it and drive it. Now we can open it up a little bit. In terms of an engine, this has got the 3.8 litre naturally aspirated flat 6 engine that produces 380 brake horsepower, 420 newton meters of torque, a top speed of 183 miles an hour, and a 0 to 62 miles per hour possible in 4.4 seconds. It's really enjoyable to be able to just get something like this out, knowing that, you know, you can push something like this to its potential. And I think its potential is almost unlimited, because what these cars are able to do and offer probably surpasses a lot of the 911s, because the 981 GT4 really made a statement and an entry. And when you actually look at the prices of the 981 GT4 versus the successor, the 718 GT4, they are about the same price. And one of the reasons they're the same price is, you know, the 981 GT4 has got that extra bit of character. It's not mellowed down in terms of a sound, in terms of a drive. It's more driver focused, a little bit more analog, and just overall more enjoyable. And I will be putting this through its paces, but first I've got to let the car warm up, especially the engine oil temperature. That just takes anywhere from, I'd say, 15 to 20 minutes for it to get to temperature. Therefore, it's never a good thing to really take these out for a blast immediately. I'll turn on the sports exhaust, sports mode. And when you're on these countryside roads and you want something that's going to give you that extra bit of oomph, a car that's going to be precise and just continually give you this reverberating and the rev matching, the auto rev matching. It's music to my ears. Driving a 981 GT4 for me has always been, in terms of what's gone into making a car like this, is a work of art. And when driving one of these, looking at it, I think has always blown me away a little bit, just from the aesthetic, aggressive nature of it, but also what they are capable of performance-wise. And if you're looking for a 981 GT4 that's actually to some degree has had a fairly sensible and good life, this, when we run the over rev data check on this 981 GT4, it actually had never been over revved beyond a range 2. So all the data were in a range 1 and a range 2. And even in those range 1 and range 2, there weren't a lot of over revs. And normally, if you know anything about over rev data, these can go into well into the 3s, the 4th, the 5th, and the 6th. So it's been a GT4 that's been enjoyed, but at the same time, within its limit, quite sensibly. Sound from it is just unbelievable. And I can genuinely carry on spending another 20 minutes driving this, but I feel like I've done this GT4 some justice so far, and before I push it or thrash it any further, I think I just would like to take a moment just to kind of cover all my bases. Where I see a Cayman has always been that slightly more driver focused, because the engine to begin with is in the right place, it's in that midpoint. So you've got that perfect front rear balance. In terms of weight distribution, it's about 49-51 or 51-49. Where you compare that to the 911, the weight distribution is obviously nothing along the lines, even comparatively close to a 51-49. The engine behind the rear axle, and you know, it's taken 75 plus years where they're perfecting it to make sure that it's a proper sports car, it's drivable, and they've done a phenomenal job to some degree, even in its early days. But whereas on the Caymans to begin with, they've put the engine and the transmission in the right place, the weight distribution is right, the way it handles, the way it sounds, I think everything is about just right. So if you are looking for a 981 GT4, this at a list price of just under £50,000, I think it's phenomenal value for money. So I hope I've done this review some justice. We've priced this GT4 at a price to sell, and hopefully I've covered as many bases as possible on the test drive. So thank you very much for watching.